I'm doing Corid day 5 for these Nubians. Frances has already had it. She's the reason we're doing all this. She came down with it really bad with Coccidia. I just decided with her, whatever happens, happens. I don't like the way she's staring and the way she's like breathing kind of weird. It's really strange to me. We wormed her today for Coccidia because she's having really bad scours, and the vet confirmed she has a lot of Coccidia. So she should be feeling better soon if that's it. She isn't eating much at all. She did have some beet pulp for me, which is good. She had about 2 handfuls, and I've been drenching her with some like calorie fluid and stuff. But she's kind of taking a weird turn, I think. I'm worried. We're doing all this. She came down with it really bad with Coccidia, so you give Corid. It's diluted. It's 16 ounces of water, and I use Pumpkin's baby bottle. Actually, for that, it worked really well for measuring it out with just the water. I didn't put any of the medicine in it. Then on a separate container, I poured the water once measured and 6 tablespoons of Corid. And you can also do 8 ounces and 3 tablespoons if you're, smaller. Anyway. And then it is, I believe it works out to 0.3. An average Nubian doe weighs about 145 pounds, give or take a couple pounds. So you multiply 145 by 0.3 and you get 43.5 cc's of the Corid mixed with water solution that you should give to your goat. But you can give 45 cc's in case your goat spits any out. Times whatever weight, and you kind of get what you're gonna. I did the math, so you give them 7.5 ounces of that Corid mixture for every, I think it's 30 pounds, which comes out to 0.3 cc's milliliters per pound in the goat. I could be wrong, but I'll double check that before I post this. Always helps to have something yummy with you. I was putting a little bit of Dine, this high calorie, like super strongly vanilla flavored thing, on the tip of the syringe. But today I forgot it, so I'm doing Mana Pro, or Calf Mana, and that works out really good. I've got a victim right here, a volunteer, and I'll show you how that goes. Unfortunately, they found my hiding spot, and there's a lot going on right now. I am getting humped, so expect that. I don't know what's going on. Okay, girls. Oh, I didn't think day 5 of Corid would be the easiest day. All right, who wants it? You want some? Well, that was fun. It wasn't on camera. I had to take emergency measures and get that chair out of here. Reva had her foot stuck in the tree, and she didn't know it yet, so she wasn't panicking. So I fixed it before it could be a panic situation. And then I thought she might get her head stuck in the chair trying to get the Mana Pro. So I just sort of got everything out, and she had no idea. She almost broke her neck and her legs. If you see something bad happening and you predict the goat's gonna hurt themselves, it's best to fix the problem before the goat goes into panic mode, because she'll fight you. So it's always gonna be smart like that. How can your goat hurt themselves? Anyway, I drew this up and I gave it to her off camera. I'm gonna grab another victim now that I don't have any food incentive, and we'll see how this goes. There we go. All right, so here's what I do. Don't call anybody, all right, girls? Who's next? Reba had it, Frances had it. This is the last day. I must be doing something right. All right, 25 for a baby. So I figured out their weight. They're I'm kind of guesstimating the range of the babies. It's all right. It's all right. So you grab them. I straddle them. You can't see it really well, but then you put it in the corner of their mouth. It's always good to drop a little extra. It's all right. You can give them a break too if they're having trouble. You want to make sure that they are swallowing, not inhaling it. Good girl. And then I just sort of, pat them around a little. It's okay. Oh, you're okay. And then she forgot what I did, so it's good. So that's one of the babies. I got a second victim. Volunteering this tribute. She's gonna get 25 as well. I calculated about 45 cc's of the Corid mixture for the big girls and around 25 for the little girls. All right, Barley. Oh, I might be able to do Flora. So I'll do 45. Go. And I don't think you can drink the milk while they're on the Corid. She's gonna bite me a little bit, but it's okay. So, I get their head snug. She is actually like one of the most resistant mamas. Hey. Swallowing it. There it goes. Now, a stupid thing that I've done before is I've actually gone all the way to the other side of their mouth. It's okay, it's okay. I do think I need to drop a little bit more for her. But it's really not that hard once you get over like the fear of damaging a relationship. I always do little treats afterwards, and it's just no big deal. Oh, Barley, you here? Are you going to volunteer? So remember, Emily, you need to give Flora a little bit extra. So the only ones left after this one, a little bit extra for Flora, and then after, she's the harder one. So let me see if you can see Barley's head anyway. So grab her. And you just good. And that's really all there is to it. And you do Corid for 5 days, and then I think you give them, it's like a 7 to 10 day break, and then you redose. That's to get the new fresh Coccidia that are hatching in their system and to kill them off. A good idea would probably be to clean up any like contaminated fecal matter if you can. Sometimes it's just kind of hard, but you notice one's having symptoms and they all are in the pen, it's always a good idea to treat them all instead, assuming you have like a smaller herd of just the one goat, because they'll be spreading it back to the goat who's the most vulnerable. And if it is not working for you, you need to look at your dilution, look at your Corid, make sure you're doing the right method, and then you probably need to figure out some different type of worm, or if you're not doing the wrong protocol on accident, you probably have some sort of parasites that are resistant, which is, you know, kind of what is happening all around, so you just gotta be careful. Thought I would add this in too. It's really important, whatever you are using, make sure you label it. See, this is like a big soda bottle. You want to clean it out really well if you're going to do that, and make sure like it's like impossible to mix out for anything else. And I would never reuse it for any type of different medication. So we're gonna see if I can just casually grab Aster. Hi, Mama. She's doing a lot better. You can tell she lost a little weight, but she's doing okay. She had me really scared for her. One of the things you'll see is really loose diarrhea, sometimes mucus, sometimes it'll be like normal poop and then mucus poop. So I'll kind of show you, that's like her recovering. But one of the things, if you see the complete liquid, they probably have coccidia, or they got into something weird. But brown diarrhea is often coccidia. All right, and she's got a little eye discharge. That's something I've been treating her with eye drops, but she's recovering. They also might go off feed if they're really like, they have it really hard. And you want to check their FAMACHA. And so she's okay. That's the pink. She's fine. So she probably doesn't have like a huge worm load of like blood sucking things, which would be like barber pole, some other types of things I think, but also mites and lice. So if you see anemia in your goat, it could be lice as well. So you need to look at their coat. All right, so she doesn't suspect a thing. Grab her. I got her here. I'm always extra gentle with her. She's scared of me. So I got 25 drawn up. Put in the crook of her mouth. Tilt her head up a little bit. And just be gentle with it. You can also kind of get a little look at their teeth when you're doing this. You're doing great. And I'm always like very, very gentle with how much I'm doing, because I don't want them to choke. There you go. And then pet them. That's her right here. It's all right, Aster. if you keep having to redose your goats, you probably have goats that are not very resistant, and that's kind of something that if you have a problem, you might not want to keep breeding that problem, because her babies are also likely to not be as capable of handling parasites as well. If you keep having a problem, you really need to maybe look at that. Pasture rotation is something people do, and it's up to what you want in your own goals, but it's definitely something I've noticed with the Nigerians, that I have not had to worm very often at all. And they've grown up just fine. But these guys seem to have quite a problem with the Nubians and Coccidia.
So I realized I did forget to say something about the Corid. If you're giving Corid, you should not give anything with vitamin B or thiamine. That's how the Corid works. It tricks the Coccidia and depletes their B vitamins. So you need to avoid giving them an alternate source, or you will undo the progress you've made. If you are worried your goat might have a deficiency with thiamine, you should give them injectable.
You can give them an injectable thiamine, and that should help prevent any issues with that. I really don't think you're likely to have a problem with polio giving Corid unless your goat has some sort of weird reaction, or your goat is already on the edge of a deficiency and you just have not noticed yet. I really don't think most people will encounter that problem, but just in case you do, you should stop treatment if you notice any neurological weird signs, stargazing, goat can't stand up, head to like arch to the side, stumbling. So those are the things you need to watch out for. Like discoordination is like a big thing, but most people are going to be completely fine with it. If you notice anything weird, stop giving the Corid. If your goat doesn't have polio or anything, you just don't give them the mineral for that 5 days you're treating them. As long as you're like giving the oral Corid, you don't give them the mineral if it has any B in it, which it probably should. And you wouldn't give them like any like B gel. I like to give my goats B gel after the treatment, so that 5 days of Corid, and then you have like a window of 7 to 10 days before you redose Corid again. I like to kind of give them like 3 days of B gel in between treatments, just in case. I mean, it's also just to look good for them, and that should prevent anything. If you notice clumpy poop, and you think you might need to treat for Coccidia, I kind of like to give them a little B gel when I notice clumpy poop, just in case in the next couple days I need to give them Corid. It often resolves on its own, but just in case it gets worse and I think it's Coccidia, it's always also recommended to do a fecal at the vet, just in case you're wrong about what's wrong with the goat, because you don't want to build up a resistance to a wormer, and especially giving a wormer to a goat that does not need it, or Corid is, I guess, anti-parasite, whatever it is. You don't want to cause a problem with everybody else not being able to use that wormer if you just keep using it. There you go. Oh, also, so with the weights of my girls, the reason I was able to just sort of do like a general like 25 cc's is because the weight range is like 80 to like 95 pounds, and I used the weight tape, and I didn't really get like a good like tightness to the weight tape because they were wiggling, so they're probably a little less than that, but they're all about the same age. I might have been wrong with the weight tape, so I just sort of went with like a little bit over. But if you have goats that are like a totally different age range, like one kid is 2 months old and the one kid is 3 months old, I would recommend giving the Corid doses based on their individual weight. If you don't have weight tape, you can weigh yourself on a scale, then pick up the goat if you can, and then get on the scale and subtract the weight to get what the goat weighs about. I recommend weight tape because it's great. It seems to be pretty accurate. If there's a difference in age or breed, I would not just give like a general dosage of Corid. I would give each goat the individual dosage based on their weight. So it worked for me this time, but don't do that if your goats are different. I remembered another thing. So do not add the Corid to the water for them just to drink out of a bucket. That's a mistake some people make. The bottle suggests you can do that. Maybe if you had a whole bunch of goats, that would work instead of individually dosing them, but you cannot guarantee that the goat will drink enough to actually give themselves the right dosage. They might drink too much, they might not drink enough at all. I mean, it's always better just to drench it directly. It doesn't really work so well with goats. It might work for like a whole bunch of animals, but not for goats. So keep that in mind. Don't do that part of the bottle instructions. Oh my goodness, show you guys, this is the vitamin B stuff I'm giving them. Some of them really like it. I don't know if she is even here for the crackers. I make a little sandwich, but I don't think they even care. They literally, they want the gel. They don't care. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you how I make a cracker sandwich. Okay, let's see if I can. Alright. Take the gel, and then Alright, well, I usually make a little cracker sandwich because the goats don't actually like the vitamin gels. But my Nubians are very passionate about some of the vitamin gels, which is good. Yeah. But look at these girls. I think they're 9 months old. I'm going to be doing some blood work on everybody soon. Well, at least all the parents and adults. These guys might be a little too young. To see if we are CL negative, CAE negative, and if we are Yoni's negative. That's just a good idea to do annually if you're going to sell goats. It gives you a bit more credibility, and it also helps you figure out if you need to pull babies as soon as they're born. I just think it's a good idea. But I don't know how to draw blood yet, so that's going to be an adventure. I'm still trying to figure out how to pet all 4 at once. That's one of life's challenges. How do I pet all 4 goats? I'm really liking the Sweet Licks Meat Maker mineral I'm giving Shamrock. She still has a little bit of dandruff, but it's not like it used to be at all, and her hair feels so much different. It's good. It's really doing well for her. I know Kix has got some nice pretty fur too. In the darker colored goats, you can see that copper deficiency a lot easier. Her hair looks fantastic. Shammy. I can't believe this goat came to us like almost feral, but she really came around here. Lots of treats and pets and like not a lot of bad things. She couldn't get away from us either. Yeah, he came around pretty fast. We're weird enough here for you. Extra strange people really helped out a lot. And your strange kids. I love this breed. They're so cute. What about you, Bam Bam? Shamrock too.